You know that feeling in an escape room when something happens that just feels like, well, pure magic? Like a hidden door just creaks open on its own, or a key suddenly drops from the ceiling, or a secret message appears out of thin air. It's that stuff, right? That's what makes these games so awesome.
So, what if I told you that you could build that exact same kind of magic yourself? I'm serious. You can design puzzles that'll make your players' jaws drop, and you can do it with stuff that's actually surprisingly simple and, well, cheap. Because the big secret, it's not some crazy complex engineering thing. Nope. It's that invisible force we all played with as kids, magnets. So yeah, let's get into it. We're going to unlock the complete DIY guide to making some magic. All right, first up, let's start simple. We're talking about puzzles that need zero wiring, no electronics, nothing. Just clever physical challenges you could probably build, like this afternoon. Okay, think about the classics, right? Retrieving a key from a pipe that's way too skinny to fit your hand in, total classic. Or what about this? You give your players a magnet wand, and they have to wave it over a wall of letters to find the ones that are secretly magnetized, spelling out a clue. You could even build a maze underneath the table, so they have to guide a little metal ball through it, totally blind, just using a magnet on the surface. How cool is that? And here is a fantastic little pro tip, a real game changer. Did you know that a ton of international coins are magnetic, but US coins? Nope, not at all. So picture this. You dump a huge pile of mixed coins in front of your players and hand them a magnet. Their job? Find the one coin that the magnet won't pick up. And maybe, just maybe, the year on that coin is the code they need. So simple, but man, is it clever. All right, let's level up. Are you ready to create one of the most satisfying reveals you can possibly put in an escape room? I'm talking about making secret messages appear, right out of thin air. Oh yeah, this one is a total showstopper. It's so cool. You just take some magnetic tape, cut it into letters or numbers to spell out your secret code, and stick them to the back of a piece of paper. So to your players, it's just a blank page, right? But then they find a little jar of iron filings. They sprinkle them over the paper and bam! The filings instantly stick to the magnetic tape and your hidden message appears like magic. Okay, a quick but super important heads up on this one. Courtesy of Legacy Escape Box. This effect looks amazing, but let's be real, iron filings are messy. Like really messy. So just, plan for some cleanup and obviously be careful, especially if there are any kids around. All right, now we get to the stuff that feels like straight up wizardry. I mean, making something happen over here by placing an object over there. And the best part, we're still not using any electricity. This is all physical magic. I mean, this is the heart of so many of those big wow moments, isn't it? Just imagine, your players find a creepy glass eyeball for a spooky old portrait. They pop it into the empty socket and, clink, a key drops out of a secret compartment all the way across the room. So how on earth do we pull that off?
Well, here are two totally brilliant and again, purely mechanical ways to do it. First up, the nail pull. It's so simple, you've got a key hanging from a little nail that's just barely holding on. A player brings a magnet up to the wall, swoop, it pulls the nail out and the key drops. Done. Or for something a little sneakier, you can just repurpose a magnetic baby-proof latch from a cabinet. When their magnet gets close, it unlocks the latch and you could have a little spring-loaded drawer pop open. Genius.
Okay, so we've seen all the amazing stuff you can do with zero power. But if you're ready to really take things to the next level, I'm talking about creating puzzles that can trigger lights, sounds, even open electronic locks. Well, then it's time to plug in and embrace a little bit of electronics. And hey, don't get intimidated. This is nowhere near as complicated as it sounds. Seriously, the magic behind almost all of these advanced puzzles comes down to one of two tiny little components. These guys are basically the senses that let your puzzle see a magnet. So what's the difference between them? Okay, think of a reed switch like a simple light switch. It's either on or off. That's it. A magnet gets close and click, it's on. It's purely mechanical, super reliable, and uses no power at all until it's triggered. The Hall effect sensor, on the other hand, that's more like a dimmer switch. It's a smart electronic sensor. It doesn't just know if a magnet is there or not. It can tell how strong the magnet is, and even if it's the north or south pole. Big difference. Let's zoom in on the reed switch for a second. It's basically two tiny little pieces of metal sealed inside a glass tube. They're not touching. But when you bring a magnet nearby, the magnetic field pulls them together until they clink and touch, and that completes a circuit. It's literally a secret button that only a magnet can push. Perfect for any puzzle where all you need to know is the thing in the right spot? Yes or no? And hey, don't just take it from me. A guy who knows his stuff, prop builder Brian Warner, says that if you can just master this one little component, you are well on your way to building some seriously professional level props. So really, this is the place to start. Okay, now for the Hall effect sensor. This is where things get really cool. Because it can measure the strength of a magnetic field, your puzzle could react differently the closer a magnet gets. And since it can detect polarity, it knows if you're using the north or south pole of a magnet. I mean, this just blows the doors wide open for puzzle design. And if you're thinking, okay, I want to try this, the A1324 Hall sensor is a fantastic place to start. It's sensitive, it's not expensive, and it's pretty much perfect for most DIY projects. It's a great way to dip your toes into these more advanced puzzles. I mean, think of the possibilities this one little sensor unlocks. Polarity detection means players might have to place 4 statues down, but 2 have to be North Pole up and 2 South Pole up. Or, get this, you could hide a unique pattern of magnets inside an object, and a whole array of these sensors could read it, basically turning that object into a one-of-a-kind key. You could even have a light that glows brighter and brighter as a player brings a magic wand closer. The creative potential here is just wow. Okay. We have covered a ton of ground here, right? From super simple tricks to some pretty advanced electronics. But before you run off to your workshop and start building all this amazing stuff, we have to talk about the single most important thing in this entire guide, and that is safety. And I really cannot stress this enough. The high-power neodymium magnets that make all this cool stuff possible, they are a completely different beast from the magnets holding up drawings on your fridge. These are not toys. They absolutely must be handled with respect and with caution. So here are the non-negotiable must-know rules. First, always wear safety goggles. I'm serious. If 2 of these things slam together, they can literally shatter and send little shards flying everywhere. Keep them far away from your phone, your wallet, your computer, and, this is critical, keep them away from anyone with a pacemaker or other medical implants. And finally, handle them slowly. If your skin gets caught between 2 of these powerful magnets, it's going to be a bad day. It can cause a really severe injury, so please be smart about it. Be safe. All right, so there you have it. You now know the secrets, the fundamental building blocks behind some of the coolest, most magical moments in escape rooms. You know how to make things appear, how to trigger events across the room. You've got the toolkit, so the only real question left is, what kind of magic are you going to build?